Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this is based on a ladder frame platform which we are all aware about by now. But recently Mercedes introduced the 2025 G-Wagon, which is standing right behind me, but changed the internal code name from W464 to W465. But does that make it an all new version? Let's find out. For the 2025 model year, some changes include the fascia adjustments at the front and rear, including a new front grille with an additional louver. I believe the previous had 3, this one has 4. You will also notice a few aero adjustments, including near the A pillar and the roof mounted spoiler. Mercedes say these will help improve efficiency while cutting back on some wind noise on the road. Before we discuss the engine options in India, it is important to track what has happened globally. So there was always a base petrol V8 available, which was the G550. Mercedes has dropped that and it has been replaced by a 6-cylinder turbo motor, and that is something which has happened globally. It was never available in India, that 550. So that is one engine option which is completely off the table. So if you want a V8 now, you will only have to go in for the 63 AMG option. Then there is the controversial G580, and then there is a straight 6 450 diesel, and this is the OM656. It is popular for its absolute refinement, but it is also known for its acceleration. So let's find out how fast this diesel can go 0 to 100 wise. Let's line it up. So the official 0 to 100 time for the G450D is 5.8 seconds. It is interesting to note that the same engine, the OM656 in the GLS 450D AMG line, which we did review just some time back, has an acceleration time of 6.1 seconds. So the interesting thing is this, that both engines are same, both are assisted with a 48 volt mild hybrid system. The G-Wagon is heavier than the GLS AMG line. So what makes the G-Wagon go faster, have a faster acceleration time? This is definitely less aerodynamic than the GLS. So the answer to that question is probably these modes. So there is a proper mode which is, it goes into sport, whereas the GLS did not have a sport mode. So I personally think that the throttle mapping has made the G-Wagon with the same engine, the 450D, go faster than the GLS. This is something which was skipped by the mainstream media and had to be highlighted. Another quick important point in favor of the diesel, if you compare it with the V8 AMG, I would say that for those of you who are not aware, the AMG, when you're driving sedately like this, becomes a 4-cylinder engine, all thanks to a cylinder deactivation technology for the AMG variant V8. In the diesel, that never happens. 6 cylinders, always available, and that torque is very, very, very addictive. And I wouldn't say I miss the AMG. Yeah, definitely, who would not want that sound, the rumbling V8? But somewhere I believe the diesel genuinely suits the character of the G-Wagon, and that added grunt, the low end torque, as well as the overall the sense of power reserve is the raw power reserve. The V8 might be smoother, might be more roary, but this feels slightly more grunty. So the last time Mercedes heavily updated the ladder frame for the G-Wagon was back in 2019 when a new generation of the G-Wagon was introduced. So the question is, why does Mercedes call the W465 as an all-new version of the G-Wagon? So the answer to that is simple. Back in 2024, Mercedes launched the G580e. So that battery electric version required some modifications to the ladder frame, and this was particularly to handle the extra weight of the batteries. And personally, I believe because there was a design change involved, and also because the chassis has been reinforced to handle extra weight for the BEV version, and this chassis is common across the internal combustion engine models as well as the G580e, hence it got a new chassis code, the W465. And for that reason, it may be Mercedes is calling the 2024-25 G-Wagon as an all-new model instead of just calling it a facelift. Considering we have a long travel suspension, we have rigid axles, and obviously a body-on-frame structure, the ride quality is good. And I'm right now still in sport mode. Let me get back to comfort. Yes. So a lot of credit also goes to the tires, which are thicker, and this is, I believe, 20-inch setup and 275s. So compared to the AMG version, which the 63 version, this is that gets 22-inch rims, slightly low-profile tires. So definitely the diesel version would be better on ride quality. And speaking of rubber, these are Falcons, and it is interesting to see that Mercedes is open to having new suppliers inducted for their supply chain. And we are used to seeing Michelin or Pirelli, and definitely Falcons, being a Japanese brand, would not be cheap, but I'm sure that is not the most expensive rubber. But it is also interesting to note that the parts are getting cheaper, but the car is getting expensive. So coming to the handling, the story yet again begins with this being a ladder frame. So there are expectations which have to be accordingly made. And I would go on to say that no car would probably have this kind of a handling dynamic the way Mercedes has achieved with this kind of a body style, this kind of a chassis construction. Those of you who would not be aware, BMW is in the work of making a G-Wagon equivalent model which should replace their XM in the coming years. The interiors feature an AMG line theme with added sense of luxury, particularly in this spec of the test car we have. What is new? I believe the steering wheel, this AMG line steering wheel, which we are all familiar with by now, is a new addition for the G-Wagon. Also, the infotainment system is new. It is updated with the latest MBUX7. Also, the Burmester surround sound system now has 16 rather than 10 channels. An additional speaker mounted on the headliner. It can light up too at night, and it features a Dolby Atmos spatial audio technology that can place sounds to the listener's ears on either of the sides. However, my special and the most favorite feature, which I need to really appreciate, is the addition of a touch sensor outside, a request sensor, giving a complete keyless access to the G-Wagon, at the same time preserving that gunshot sound which we all love about the G-Wagon. So to conclude things, we need to go back to 2020 when Mercedes had launched the 350D, the G350D, and that time the price for the G350D was 1.6 crores ex-showroom. Now just come back to last year, 2024, when Mercedes had launched a special edition which was the G400D, that was launched at 2.3 crore rupees ex-showroom. And now we have the G450D, which is costing 2.9 crores. So one thing is for sure, the price of the G-Wagons just keeps going up. And this is not even the AMG version. But still, it is aspirational, it is mechanical enough, and finally, it sure is a proper G. Meet the new boss, same as the old one. And on that note, thank you for watching.